This next bout will be contested in the welterweight division. Introducing firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Fight Box Peterborough, Cedric Peplowski. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing Exiles MMA, L. Smith. As always, stand by for three-minute rounds.
Steve Cook Abbott, Nick Albert here at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast. Rich Mitchell gets ready to start this welter amateur competition. L. Smith in the blue corner, the black and gold shorts, taking on Cedric Peplowski, fighting in the pure black.
Peplowski's got that long, wide karate stance as well. Those hands up, open palm.
L. Smith making his amateur debut, and Peplowski 1-0, making his Cage Warriors Academy Southeast debut tonight. Both heavily put together welterweights.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're big kids. And it could be, too, we've had so many lightweights in the cage. Seen so many featherweights. Anybody that's got a little bit of weight on him is going to... Wait, is he on light heavyweight? No, he's not light heavyweight.
Kind of a bit of a feeling out process here, both looking to sort of gauge their distance and timing.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things as well as for L, with him making his debut, a matter of slowing it down, not letting that emotions overtake him. Kind of get to the point and go, okay, this isn't sparring, this is real, so let's slow the world down.
Does look calm and composed in there, and lands the heavy low kick.
Yeah, he's got that inside leg kick and the outside leg. Ooh, and a spin.
Wow, that was quick. Peplowski still happy, just, again, bouncing on his toes.
Nice and light, throwing the punches out there, kind of trying to find his range. Switching up stances, trying to just get a feel for, okay, where is it at? And I think it might be as well as every time Smith comes in, Smith's coming in like a freight train.
Yeah.
So it might be, okay, I got to be light on my feet in case I need to get out of the way.
Peplowski still controlling the center of the cage. Again, if the leg kicks are anything to go by, every time Smith lands, he leaves a mark. Every time Peplowski lands, maybe not quite with the same intention when he throws. Oh, but nice duck under there for the takedown.
Oh.
Straight onto the back.
He, in a way, gave up his back, but he gave up his back to stand up. So it wasn't the...
30 seconds or so left in this round.
Peplowski's got the Iowa, and he's working a cross ride to try to throw some punches.
Oh,
Smith is just strong.
just seems
though.
really strong. Oh,
Oh, crucifix, but he was able to literally muscle his way out of it.
yeah, is that just strength there?
Yeah. And it's center of gravity. So once he was able to get his hips up over, he was able to kind of rotate, and it's almost impossible to hold him down. Oh.
The end of the first round there, and I think I'm going to start to see a pattern develop here. I'm going to guess Peplowski now is going to look for that takedown more often in the second.
Yeah, I think one of the big things behind it is Smith's now got the first round out of the way. It's a matter of how he feels, then how comfortable he's going to get. He needs to be a little bit more active with his punches when he comes up. When he's throwing the leg kicks and they're landing, they're definitely causing damage. Peplowski's nice and light. He needs to throw out the jab or throw something high, maybe a high kick to force Smith to keep his hands up and then just shoot in and get that takedown. Because of the strength differential, he's definitely got to secure that takedown because otherwise he's going to get swept.
He certainly seemed to have little difficulty in transitioning from the back to the, but L. Smith just muscle.
Wow. He didn't want to be there anymore, so he made sure he wasn't.
Rich Mitchell starts us off this second round here, this amateur welterweight competition, the Cage Warriors Academy Southeast.
Peplowski's smart. He's coming out and he was doing, Smith diving for the double.
Peplowski, though, sprawled out well there.
Now this works out well for Peplowski because he's right in his corner, so no matter how strong Smith, didn't matter what he was doing. He just got cross-faced to where his head was going the wrong direction, and he was still able to pick him up.
Knee to the body there by Smith, who's just trying to ragdoll his man down, but Peplowski pops back up.
Doing well to block the leg to try to create a bit of space, but whether or not Smith's just going to try and muscle him, pick him up, and throw him down again, or if he'll try and use a bit of technique.
Thought he was going to give up for a moment on that single and transition to the double, but nope, just going to try and muscle him down.
Well, Peplowski's tried to go for that Kimura, but the biggest problem behind it is Smith can muscle his way out of that Kimura.
Peplowski now, though, on the back.
Smith again gives his back up, and
Smith, I keep saying it, Smith is monstrously big welterweight. Just seems I don't want to be down here no more.
And so I just stand up. Now, Peplowski's smart is because now what he's doing is he's pressuring in and he's forcing Smith to extend a lot of oxygen by trying to push against him.
Oh, nice knee to the body there by L. Smith. I mean, that's a lot of pressure he's pushing down on the head and neck.
Yeah, he's got that three-quarter Nelson, but the problem is he's now allowed for the deep, deep single to get locked in there.
Pepler looking for that trip as well to finish it, but L. Smith wise to that at the moment. Big shots to the body, but got to be careful. He's got to be careful when he's throwing those not to give the takedown up.
Yeah. There's one thing wanting to actually give damage, and there's another thing about putting yourself in a really bad position in order to give that damage.
Shadrach Peplowski now.
He's got his hands locked for the double. The problem is his head's in the center. So he's not able to get the right angle to be able to get that takedown.
Oh, did he? Oh, another big knee to the body there from L. Smith. 10 seconds left to go. I think it's going to be a question of who is this taking more out of.
They both take deep, deep breaths as they walk back to the corner.
Wow, both guys worked really hard in that round. What do you tell Peplowski now? You know,
He's got to set up his takedowns. So, look, Smith's going to try to take him down again or grind him up against the cage. So in order to get that takedown, he's got to throw something early on, whether it be a jab, straight, maybe throw a hook, and then work the angle to shoot the takedown to get it to the ground. But Smith's going to barrel at him. He did it the very beginning of the first. He did it again in the second. So he's going to have to work something to work some angles in order to get this big man down.
It seems to my uneducated view that Peplowski may be a little more proficient as a grappler. But
it doesn't even matter if you're uneducated. He has a little bit more knowledge when it comes to the top game.
See if he tries to get the fight back into that position then. Well, Smith with a little flurry there.
Hit that double jab. But again, with Smith, when he comes in, it seems like he's like a freight train. He comes right in a straight line. So if Peplowski can continue to come off on angles, he might be all right. He just needs to set that shot up and get that takedown.
Is Smith looking for the one and done, perhaps?
Well, I mean, Peplowski, if he's going to continue to shoot like that, i.e. just put his head down and lean forward, he might get hit with an uppercut, so it could be a one and done. Just depend on how much Smith still has in his arms. We don't know if the lactic acid built up from, fighting against that cage or what's going on, so how much power does he have left in him when he's swinging it?
Well, I mean, he's swinging for the fences, but Shadrach Peplowski dumps it and now ends up. But Smith just will not stay on the ground.
No, he definitely powers himself back up and gets himself back into a position where now all of a sudden he's got cage control. He's pushing Peplowski up against there. He's looking to try to lock those hands for that double.
Yeah, it looks like he's got those fingers together.
And this is what I'm talking about.
Matt Hughes slam time! Perhaps. Oh, but has he thrown himself into difficulty there?
Well, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. His coaches said, bring him to me, and he did. He picked him up, and he brought him right over to him. I tell my guys all the time, if you get a double, I want you to dump him right in front of me because I want to walk you through what I want you to do to him.
Well, now L. Smith has that opportunity.
Knee to the body. I'm sure you like that one.
I want more.
Well, unfortunately, the head is a bit too close to the body at this position right here, so it might be a illegal knee if he went for it again.
Looking to take the back.
Peplowski's in on that single, but he's just kind of. Now they're right in front of us. He could reshoot and lock those hands and get that double, but Smith's got a wide base, and he's leaning over him to where he wouldn't be able to get him up.
Big knee up the middle by Smith there. Peplowski having to work really hard to try and secure this, but however, he is eating time off the clock.
Yeah, he's pushing him up against the cage. He's continuing to try to change it up to cover up his head to where he doesn't take damage, but he's got to get that. He's got to get something. They're going to break him up if they don't pull him off the cage or put him onto the ground.
Yeah, referee Rich Mitchell looking close now, and
that's the end of the fight.
Whoa. Wow. Can't say that they didn't both leave it in there. They made the effort.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we have a winner in the red corner, L. Smith.